I bid you all good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you a very important, very important, up-to-date, pertinent article here, and it's on by our friends here on Zero Hedge. This is something we've been talking about on the channel for eons now. U.S. household debt soars most since the crisis in Q4 amid explosion in new mortgage originations. So, people are getting more into debt. People are buying more than what they could chew off. People are taking on more than they could handle. And it's becoming a huge problem. Why? It's very simple. Wages haven't kept up with the rate of inflation, period. Capitalism works if wages keep up with inflation, but they haven't. Wages stay stagnant. People borrow more, of course, because they make less than what they should be making, so they got to borrow more. It's very simple, right? Today, the New York Fed published its largest quarterly consumer credit report, which found that the aggregate household debt increased 1.4% or by $193 billion in the fourth quarter of 2019. Its 22nd consecutive increase for the first time ever, surpassing $14 trillion. $14.5 trillion to be exact, some $601 billion higher than a year ago. So a year ago, we did cover this on the channel, believe it or not, and yeah, it is about 601 to 607 billion if you want to get really technical. This was the single biggest monthly increase in household debt since before the financial crisis. So right here, so let's go back to 0708 right here. So if you go back here to this, let me see if I can enlarge this for you guys. Okay, let's go back here to 0708. So let's go back to 07, tail end of 06, 07, 08, and 09. You see the big increase right here, right? Then you started to see it taper off as it goes into Q1 of 2011, Q1 of 2012, Q1 of 2013. Things started kind of plateau. And then things start to take off. Now you got the QEs, all the QEs kicking in. You got all the banks going on overdrive with lowering rates as much as humanly possible. And not only that, on top of that, you have the, the repo markets, which is a clever way of covering it up as a quantitative easing. And okay, so now that we got this open, let's take a good comprehensive look at this. Here's your mortgage. Mortgage is usually the most expensive asset you'll ever own in your life. So here it is. Mortgage at the bottom. Then you have following by revolving debt. So this could be like credit cards, store cards, the Bay card, Sears card, whatever, like revolving debt. Then you have your auto loan, which is usually I would say the auto loan would be second, but okay, I guess they just broke it down like this. So you got auto loan, then you got your credit cards, okay, and those are roughly like the better paying, the better, how do you say it, the better rates, like the better rate credit cards, I guess, they don't have revolving debt on them. And then you have your student loans right here, student loans, like look at this Q1 of 03. I get a student loan, maybe I'll do it. Yeah, this now once you got after the financial crisis, a lot of people they started pushing the student loans hard, increasing tuitions. You need a loan. Back in the day, like in 2003, you could work a couple of summers, take a year or two off after high school and pay for first or second year university. Now you're gonna have to take loans out because the easy money made it easier for publishing books and publishing this and doing that and charging whatever they feel like, whatever they feel is fair. It's horrible. So anyone that bought in that a student loan, a college degree will get you more. I feel sorry for a lot of those people that did not get their jobs or did not get the placements they were promised, because there's quite a few people that did not. So here we are now. We are in Q1 of 2019, and then it says right here, 2019 Q4 total 14.5 trillion, and 2019 Q3 total 13.95 trillion. So people are taking out more and more. And this is becoming a huge problem. This one here could be HELOC revolving too. Could be a mortgage on the house, right? Other could be that too, up here. Other could be second mortgages, right? But I think they would maybe clump it together with mortgage. Maybe, maybe not. But there it is right there, guys. So let's keep going here. Oh, it even opens further. All right. Household debt balances have been steadily rising over the past 5 years, and in aggregation are the now 1.5 trillion higher than the previous peak of 12.68% trillion reached Q3 2008. So now let's go back. Let's say people's wages kept up with inflation. Let's just say that. Okay? Then that means minimum wage right now would probably be at $23, $25 an hour for minimum pay. The average pay would get about 39 to 45 average pay an hour. And then specialized and specialty people in a specialty field or have a degree and stuff, like a college degree and stuff, and they're specialized and all that jazz. They should be sitting at about, I don't know, like 65 to $100 an hour, right? But unfortunately, this wouldn't exist today. None of this would exist because a lot of people would have just paid their homes off in 2-3 years. A lot of people would be, don't have to take student loans. A lot of people wouldn't if they were getting paid what they should be getting paid. And that's the problem we're having nowadays, is people aren't getting paid what they're worth. And that's why they take on more debt. And they keep massaging and telling people that it's the right thing to do. And people shouldn't be scared to take on debt. It's you got to spend money to make money. I heard that on Trailer Park Boys, right? The surge in consumer debt was led by mortgage debts, which rose by $120 billion in Q4 to $9.56 trillion, while the balances on home equity lines of credits saw a $6 billion decline, bringing the outstanding balance to $390 billion and continuing the 10-year downward trend. The dramatic increase in new mortgage debt took place as the rate of a 30-year mortgage fell by about 100 basis points over the past year, adding to more home purchasers' buying power. So instead of getting you more pay and putting the money in the hands of the workers, they're just lowering rates to make it more affordable. No, we don't want affordable. We want more money, right? And it's like, oh yeah, this guy, he wants more money, he doesn't want to work for... No. People should be getting paid what they're worth, okay? And if wages kept up and prices came down to reality, you're going to be paying $17 for a liter of gas once prices come down to reality. Car insurance, condo insurance, electricity and all that, those prices are starting to come to reality now. Oh yeah! Woo! Mortgage originations, including refinances, increased significantly in the final quarter of 2019, with the auto loan originations also remaining at the brisk pace seen throughout the year. The data also show that the transitions into delinquency among credit card borrowers have steadily risen since 2016, notably among younger borrowers. Again, the younger generation is being massaged into believing that taking on more debt is the best thing to do. Mortgage originations jumped to the highest volume since Q4 of 2005, rising $752 billion in the fourth quarter from $528 billion in Q3 2019 due to the large increase in refinance activities among the newly originated mortgage borrowers. The median credit score stood at about 770, a 5-point increase from the Q3 of 2019, reflecting a higher share of refinances. So let's go over here. Oh, whoa. I'm just seeing this for the first time. So we got ourselves, we're in a pickle here. So this is in billions of dollars, originations by credit score. So here it is right here. So you're going back to Q1 of 03. Nope, you're not. You're going back to Q4 of 2004 Q1. You're probably no, a little bit more actually, a little bit further actually. You're catching up to that time. So here are the credit scores. So people with better credit are looks like they're taking out more. No, I'll take that back. You got people in the 720s range taking out credit here. Then you got a pile of people here in the 620s over here, and then you got people below the 620 mark up here when. You don't need credit to buy your car? Come and see us. No credit required. It's like, wow. So people looks like they kind of cleaned up their credits. If you go here, if you follow along here. So maybe not that bad, but when it comes to that, but whew. And with interest rates near a new record low, about 1% of the current mortgage balance becomes 30 or more days delinquent in the fourth quarter, near the lowest level observed in the data history. At the same time, just 71,000 individuals had new foreclosure notation added to their credit reports between October 1st and 31st, and foreclosures remain historically low. Right, but still, it's so cheap to borrow the money. You shouldn't foreclose. Non-housing balances increased by $79 billion in the fourth quarter, with increases across the board, including $16 billion in auto loans, $46 billion in credit card balances, and $10 billion in student loans. Outstanding student debt stood at $1.51 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2019. I'm going to say that one more time in case your ears didn't believe what I just said. Outstanding student debt stood at $1.51 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2019, an increase of about $10 billion from Q3 in 2019. 11% of aggregate student debt was 90 days delinquent or in default in Q4 of 2019. The transmission rate into the 90-plus day delinquency among students was 9.2%. Wow. Auto loan balances stood at $1.33 trillion in Q4 2019, an increase of $16 billion from the previous quarter. The transition rate into serious 90-day plus, so R9s, or 90-day plus delinquency among auto loans rose 2.36% in the fourth quarter from 2.34 in Q3 of 2019. This is not good. So let's look at the auto loan originated by credit scores. So you got some people with decent credit scores picking up cars. But the fundamentals of this is like people with good credit are defaulting on their loans. That's another problem here. People that are getting, okay, they got decent credit, they're not that bad. Even in here, it's not even that bad, right? So that's interesting to see how it's basically you're getting this professionals or people that are good with credit defaulting. And that is a very, very, very scary thing to imagine. Okay, let's keep going here. Percentage balance of 90 days delinquent by loan type. Okay, let's do this. This is a good one. We need to cover this one. So you got credit card sitting right here, just above, I guess, 9%, just in and around 9%. And then you got mortgages and auto loans going down, because interest rates are super low. Then you got the green, which is auto loan. Is that auto loan green? Okay, revolving and mortgage are down. Yes, revolving and mortgage, second mortgage, whatever, should be down statistically because rates are lower, right? Okay, but then you got the auto loan. Look at the auto loan right here. Should be going down. And then, no, the auto loan is spiking upwards, uptick trend. Sorry, this is really hard to read, but you got the auto loan in green, and you're seeing a slight uptick. Nothing too major to panic about right now for auto loans, but credit cards are starting to see a plateau, and student loans are always going to be upticking. Here they are, because a lot of people weren't given the positions they were promised once they graduated, and that's a big pitfall. All right, let's keep going here. New Fed economist said in a blog post that credit cards have again surpassed student loans as the most common form of initial credit history among young borrowers, following several years after the crisis when student loans were higher. The data also showed that transition into delinquency among credit card borrowers have steadily risen since 2016, notably among young borrowers. Wilbert Dalkalov, senior president of New York Fed, said in a statement. And speaking of student loans, the total amount of debt stood at $1.51 trillion in the fourth quarter, up by $10 billion from 2019 of Q3, with more than 11% of aggregated student debt by 90-plus days delinquent or in defaults in 2019 Q4. Far more troubling, about half of student loans are currently in deferment, in grace periods, or in forbearance, and therefore temporarily not in the repayment cycle. Once these loans enter the cycle, delinquency rates are projected to be roughly twice as high according to the Fed report. But for now, everyone is pretending that the U.S. does not have a student loan crisis. But here's the deal, guys. It's like, yeah, we're doing good. You need more college. Shove that education down your throat. That's going to make you better. That education is going to make you a better person. It's going to make you better than your neighbors. So that's what, like this whole... I'm lucky I barely graduated from high school. I'm illiterate Portuguese, so I'm grateful. Like every day, I'm just grateful that I did not take college or university or any of that stuff. I got into the trades a bit, got really well at the trades, did well with myself, invested at the right times, made the right moves, made sure I've always stayed out of debt. I can't sleep at night if I'm in debt. I placed an order for my business on my credit card. I already paid the credit card before they even charged it. That's how scared of debt I am. And that's how I'm going to make my children scared of carrying debt and making sure they make the right choices. Because you're better off being free and not have nothing than have a bunch of crap that you can't really do nothing with realistically and hold no monetary value for the sake of having, and be debt-free. And not be in debt, and be enslaved into a debt. Sorry, I'm getting messages here at the same time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would like to hear your opinions, your points of views on this. I will be reading the comments. I always read the comments. And if you guys want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please join the channel right here if you'd like. And you could also go to Teespring if you want to pick up some stuff. I got all kinds of stuff on my Teespring on my page here. And also, don't forget to, check out the Zero Hedge article. It's well written. The graphs all come into, it's not a coincidence, and it's all making sense, right? So hopefully a lot of people that are out there in a bad position start getting the credit counseling that they need. They don't need more credit. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think. I'll be reading the comments. Thanks for watching.